hate speech is not allowed. Anything that promotes violence is not allowed. Khamenei has violated every single one of these terms and conditions, and yet he's still on these platforms.
So draw the link to me between what you have observed in terms of the imbalance, the subjectivity, the inequity of the way social media platforms like Instagram and Twitter mete out their content, and the Iran situation.
Absolutely. So in essence, these social media platforms are saying that we will enforce our own terms and conditions, the community guidelines, if you will. But the problem is these mega platforms that have hundreds of millions of users, they also have an incentive to grow their platforms, right? Because the number one source of income, revenue for these companies is through selling advertising services. And we all know that controversy draws emotional response, and controversial figures, a lot of users, a lot of clicks, a lot of shares, a lot of engagement and impressions. And when you're in that position, and then you argue that you want to enforce your own terms and conditions, there's a real conflict of interest. And so what we are observing now is this: ordinary people are getting their accounts blocked or have their impressions diminished, whereas somebody like Khamenei, who has 4.9 million followers on Instagram and a couple 100,000 followers on Twitter, being able to do what he does, promoting hate speech. I mean, so going back to your point, there are terms and conditions for these platforms where they say that hate speech is not allowed. Anything that promotes violence is not allowed. Khamenei has violated every single one of these terms and conditions, and yet he's still on these platforms.